Capital One Bowl Mania.
And we get the fun started on a Tuesday night Capital One Bowl Mania as we welcome you to the IS4S Salute to Veterans Bowl, the state capital of the great state of Alabama. We got a good one tonight and a rivalry at that. Out of Conference USA, Jacksonville State taking on their rival Troy. Out of the Sun Belt, these teams haven't met in 24 years, but you can feel it tonight. The fact that they're meeting in postseason makes this one even more special. Welcome to Industry Night on a Tuesday. Tom Luganville, Matt Barry with you. As I said before, both these teams played other conference championship games, 8-5 on the season. Maybe the most important is they renew this rivalry. Not many players opted out. This is a full squad for each team.
That's right. This isn't the opt-out bowl. That's what I love about both of these squads, Jacksonville State as well as Troy. These guys understand fulfilling their obligation. They realize that whether they're going to be in the portal or not, they generate value by performing and by playing. So for tonight, we have respective Trojans and Gamecocks.
Now, there's one thing we are keeping an eye on is Cam Cook, the running back for Jacksonville State. He is the leading rusher in FBS. However, he's dealing with an upper body injury. Luke, he's legitimately a game-time decision.
And he's legitimately injured his pec muscle in the Conference USA Championship game, but he has not missed practice. He has not missed a rep. Came out here in pregame warm-up, ran around. We went down there, watched him just a little bit. He is an exciting, dynamic back, so that's a lot of production that they will be missing if he doesn't take the field.
We do want to see him play, but again, he's dealing with the injury. The coach has said he wants to play, but they're going to wait until the very end to find out if he'll get out there. As for Troy, their quarterback, Goose Crowder, Tucker Kilcrease. Goose started the first 3 games of the year, broke his collarbone against Memphis. Then it was Tucker that came in for the next 7. We saw Goose when he came back later in the season against ODU, but we expect Goose to start tonight to kind of get that offensive rhythm as he has the last few games.
Yeah, he's going to be nursing that left ankle that he hurt in the Sun Belt Championship game. And to be honest with you, Goose Crowder, Tucker Kilcrease, they're almost identical statistically. In fact, they performed admirably, both of them. The challenge has been up front as Troy all year long has battled offensive line issues. We'll get into that later on tonight.
You know, I mentioned it's been 21 years since these teams have met in this rivalry, but Harry Lyles, that doesn't mean these players don't understand what's at stake when these two teams meet.
That's right, Matt. 162 miles separate these two schools, and even though they haven't played this game in over 2 decades, they know what this game means because of familiarity on both sides. Jacksonville State leads the series 33-28 and 2 ties between the two teams. On the Jacksonville State side, Charles Kelly, the head coach, coached in a few of these games as an assistant. And then for Troy, Mike Turk, who was the quarterback of 2 Division II championship winning teams at then Troy State in the 80s, spoke with the team this week to teach them about the significance of this game. When I spoke with Goose Crowder, the Troy quarterback, he told me it adds some juice to a game that they both already want really bad, guys.
Yeah, Harry, makes a rivalry game even better when it's a bowl game and a final game of the year. Again, both teams played in their respective conference championships. They are 8-5. Jack State won the toss. They have deferred. So we will see the Trojans out of Troy, just 50 miles from their campus. 2 Alabama teams playing here in the state capital to get our fun started here on a Tuesday night.
Well, and Matt, as Jacksonville State coach Charles Kelly told us pregame, it is a privilege and an honor to play 14 games in college football. Very few two teams get to do that, and 2 of them are here tonight.
Garrison Ripbutt a kick for the Gamecocks. Sit back, relax. Play some ball on a Tuesday night. That's DJ Epps at the 3-yard line, 15-20 Epps. So good starting field position for Troy. That was a return of 27. And here comes Goose Crowder, the starting quarterback at the beginning of the season, transferred in from West Virginia. Luke, he gives this offense some pop. We saw him against ODU. That was not their best effort. They want to go out on top tonight after playing for their conference championship a week ago against JMU.
Well, they've got a retooled offensive line. It's been like a jigsaw puzzle all year long. They've lost both offensive tackles. They lost the fill-in left tackle in the Sun Belt Championship game. So can they run the football, and how quickly can Goose Crowder get the ball out of his hand tonight?
They'll do it without Tay Meadows, their starting running back. He opted out, one of the few in this game, as Crowder's going to throw it on first down, and it's incomplete, intended for Trey Taylor. Now, what Troy does have at their disposal tonight, Lugs, Their receivers are all playing. Peyton Higgins, Roman Mothershed, Ra Thomas is the star, and then Trey Taylor. They're all healthy and ready to play.
And they're all very, very talented, and they come in every shape and size. So you can get vertical and you can catch the jump ball with guys like Ra Thomas, or you can take Higgins underneath and make you miss and turn a 5-yard gain into a 15-yard stretch.
Flag early on in this one. It's going to be 12 men on the field, our official tonight.
Illegal substitution. Offense, 12 players in the huddle. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Rich Edwards leading his crew out of the MAC, so they're familiar with playing on Tuesday nights. Midweek action, one of the great traditions in the last month and a half of the season.
Head coach Jared Parker's not happy with the substitution infraction there early.
So Jordan Lovett's going to get most of the carries tonight for the Trojans, again with Meadows opting out. You mentioned running the ball going to be paramount. They try to get the ball to Ra Thomas and a gain of 2, tackled by Jacob Cruz. He will be busy tonight because Isaac Walker, one of the starting linebackers, is hurt. Yeah,
Cruz doing a nice job running sideline to the sideline to get to that ball and make that hit. And you just referenced the challenge in running the football for Troy as they got 3rd and long here. Expect the perimeter passing game like we just saw to be an extension of the run game, but they're going to have to take it downfield here.
Again, pass protection an issue. They gave up 5 sacks against JMU in the conference championship game. Jack State showing pressure. Troy elects to run it on 3rd and long. That was Lovett getting 8. And an early defensive stop for the Gamecocks. Mark Woods led the way.
You know, until this offense starts to get a feel for how they're going to hold up in the offensive line, I have no issue with that call right there. There is nothing wrong with this drive ending in a punt because you're going to put the Sun Belt's leading sack defense on the field, hopefully with a long field behind their back.
So Evan Crenshaw to punt. And that's Caleb Nix, the brother of Bo Nix, deep to receive the punt. Pressure came. A punt of 36 yards. And that's what will bring out the Gamecocks offense, led by Caden Creel. What a story he was. Only scholarship quarterback, came in with Rich Rodriguez, stayed around, didn't win the job coming out of camp. That was Gavin Wimsatt who won that job. He just wanted to get on the field. He was actually a punt returner at one point this year, Lugs, and now they've got him in here tonight. He's won the job midway through the season, and he's paid dividends.
Well, they realize that when he's on the field in any capacity, they're better, and that's how he ended up winning the starting job.
It is Lando getting the start, Christian Lando for the Cox, as Cam Cook is not out there. But as Charles Kelly, their head coach, told us this week, they've got a lot of depth in that running back room, so he knows even though the FBS is leading rusher, likely not going to play, he likes who's going to be out there for them.
Yeah, he likes the entire group. He trusts the entire group. It's a pretty good group in the offensive line. And, of course, the quarterback is also a dynamic running threat, so Troy's going to have to contend with that tonight as well.
Averaging 29 points a game. An offense that runs with tempo. Creel, he can run and gets a few yards and gets popped. Creel over 1,000 yards on the year. That was a gain of 4. Jamal Williams popped him down. It's going to bring up a 3rd down, 3rd and short.
Yeah, but it's 3rd and short, Matt. You just mentioned it, and that's the value of having a quarterback that can create and improvise and create positive yardage. When it looked like it was going to be a sack, now you set yourself up for 3rd and short.
Pitch outside. And that's going to be a 1st down, Jack State. Kristen Lando came into the game with 40 carries on the season. That's because Cam Cook had 295 of them. And he's got a 1st down for the Gamecocks on the opening drive for them.
Well, when you can make the first defender miss, it gives you a chance, and that was Jordan Stringer, the linebacker, who missed right there.
A gain of 3 brought down by David Samuel Sissaban. At some point tonight, we'll be talking about big number 11, DeAndre Johnson, middle of the screen, trips up top. 6'7" in every bit of it. Ask and you shall receive. I love that they're running a 6'8" receiver over the middle of the field. He gets 9 and he gets first down. We were down there pregame. He's every bit of 6'8".
I was going to say, he might be every bit of 6'9". He looks like an absolute giraffe out there.
And he runs slants. Quick throw on first down. Makes a man miss. Dylan Gentry, big play for the Cox, gain of 18.
The redshirt freshman, now he's their scat back, kind of utility all-purpose weapon in the slot, undersized. But again, just a short pitch and catch there from Creel. Let the talent do the rest.
They'll run tempo, and we're seeing it here early. Lando, left side. Now look, this Troy defense is coming off a great performance against JMU, holding Alonzo Barnett, the conference player of the year, to just 93 yards through the air, an interception and a touchdown. We've got an injured player on the field. That's Elijah Davis for the Trojans.
Elijah Davis, 5.5 tackles for loss, 40 tackles on the season as a senior. Plays on the edge opposite of Donnie Smith for a defense, as I mentioned, that led the league Sun Belt Conference in sacks. And Matt, in the Sun Belt Championship game versus JMU, Troy was lights out on defense. Outside of 3 to 4 plays that were all explosives, JMU had to earn every inch of moving the football that night, and that's why we always harp on explosives and how you have to limit those big plays.
You talk about a defense that forces a lot of pressure. Donnie Smith, he leads the conference with 10 sacks. So there's a lot of players out here that can wreak havoc, and early on, it's been the Gamecocks on this drive doing a little bit of everything, Luke, on the ground, through the air.
Yep, and really I like the easy pitch and catch throws to get Caden Creel into rhythm, not force him into working through progressions and getting downfield early. Now they've got some balance to this offense. They're moving the chains, get the quarterback confident.
So 2nd and 7. Andrew Paul now in for Jack State. Creel outside, leads his guy a little bit high, but a good catch by Michael Petway. Kalina Levine, and now 3rd and medium after forcing him out after 2.
And this is 4-down territory. Try to get half of this back if you can, with the expectation of going for it on 4th.
Plenty of time for Creel. Can run if he wants it. He's going to take the shot. Touchdown! Brock Recksteiner, 22 yards. And Jack State strikes first.
Well, Recksteiner gets lost along the left sideline. It takes a little for Caden Creel to find him. He vacates the pocket and locates him, and that's just a bust in the defensive secondary for Troy. Likely peeking in at the quarterback as he's vacating the pocket and losing sight of the target.
So how about that opening drive? Jack State goes 9 plays, 71 yards in 3 minutes and 41 seconds after a 3-and-out on defense. And Recksteiner gets the Cox on the board first. So how about this story for Recksteiner? Rick and Scott, brothers that were in WWE. WWE's Braun Breaker, played football at Kennesaw State. Scott's son is Brock Recksteiner on Jack State. He's going to be a part of the WWE Next in Line program.
I love it.
How do you feel about that?
Next in Line. Is that like an apprenticeship?
I believe it's like the WWE G League.
Yeah, right? I love it. Good for him.
In football parlance, I believe it's WWE FBS, or FCS, rather.
FCS,
yeah. That is a statement out of Jack State. And kind of a pooch kick there to the 24-yard line, taking it past the 30 and the 35. So again, good field position for Troy to come out for their second possession. That was Mikkel Green on the recovery. We'll see what Goose Crowder and the Trojans can get going their second possession of the game.
Just got to avoid the penalties. That's what got them in that first series. It put them in 3rd and long. We just saw Jack State finish off a series where they were clean and flawless, stayed ahead of the chains. Troy's got to get back to doing that right here.
Remember, the penalty forced them back. They tried to get it 3rd and long, had to run it to get some of the yardage back, but first down, they're going to toss it to DJ Epps, and he is going nowhere. Led by Max Sanders, the true freshman. He's had a big last 7 games, 7.5 tackles for loss in the last 7 games. That's not bad for a true freshman.
Watch this cat from the middle of your screen like a heat-seeking missile, running sideline to sideline. The coaching staff loves this kid. He's running on 93 octane all the time, just a true freshman. He has been a tackling machine for the Gamecocks.
Adam McDonough, Georgia. 2nd and 10. Crowder, design run, on the ankle, looked good there. That'll be a first down for Troy. Caleb Nix brings him down after 13.
That's a really good play call right there by Sean Reagan, the offensive coordinator, because you vacate the backfield and now all of a sudden you're light in the box defensively if you're Jack State. Quarterback becomes a primary runner, and you've got a numbers advantage in the run game.
So Crowder goes off, Tucker Kilcrease is in. Remember, Crowder hurt the ankle in the Sun Belt Championship game. He took off and ran for 13. We'll see if that costs him. A run up the gut, nothing there. Jack State defense. All right, so here's Crowder last week against JMU in the Sun Belt Championship. Looks like he got stepped on loose, but nonetheless in a ton of pain as he went down.
Yeah, he was in a ton of pain. And I went back and looked at that a bunch of times, and I think it was friendly fire. It looked like his own left tackle stepped on him late, and he was not able to return in that ball game. Has fought his tail off to get back into this one.
So 2nd and 10. Kilcrease's pass knocked down. Okay, Colorado Rapids, thank you very much. Welcome into the IS4S Salute to Veterans Bowl. Tom Luganbill, Matt Berry, Harry Lyles with you on a Tuesday night in a rivalry that's been played 63 times between Troy and Jack State. As Jack State went right down the field, 71 yards to take a 7-0 lead. Now 3rd and 10 for Troy, their second possession of the game. Kilcrease to the left, complete. And not going to be enough for the first down. Gamecocks corral Ethan Connor. So Tucker Kilcrease, the backup quarterback, is in because Goose Crowder got the start and it was injured on a 13-yard run, still has not returned. And it's now 4th and 5, Lugs, and they're going for it.
Yeah, they're going to go for it. I think this is a, lay it all on the line. You're plus 50. 4-down territory. Do what you got to do to try to win this thing.
48% on the season. Love it in the backfield. Their starting running back, Tay Meadows, opted out. Pressure. Kilcrease. Roll out. Across his body. Incomplete. So it's going to be another stop for the Jack State defense. They've got the ball when we return to Montgomery, Alabama. Capital One Bowl Mania in the capital of the great state of Alabama and Montgomery, as we welcome you back to the IS4S Salute to Veterans Bowl. We've got the Sun Belts taking on Conference USA in a rivalry that dates back to 1924. They've played 63 times, most they've played any team. The last time they met was 2001, a couple of storylines early on. As Jack State went right down the field and scored. You saw Cam Cook coming into this game, the leading rusher in FBS. He was a game-time decision, upper body injury. It appears, Luke, he will not go tonight.
He will not go, and listen, it is a legitimate injury because this is a guy that has not missed a day of practice, has not missed a workout, was out there this entire bowl prep week trying to go, and it just wasn't going to happen for him tonight.
Came out full pads, warmed up, and then took them off when they went back inside. As you see, Caden Creel try to get outside, does not get there as we check in with Harry Lyles. Harry.
Yes, guys, I got an update for you on Goose Crowder. He came over, immediately put a jacket on, so it didn't look like a good sign, but I just spoke to somebody over here on the Troy sideline. They said he is going to get his right ankle re-braced, and he is going to try to go back out there. When I did speak with him earlier this week, he said it hurt so bad that he thought he broke it, but he is going to try to get back in this football game, guys.
Okay, Harry, thank you. Find yourself an herbal tea down there. Get some of that throat coat. 3rd and 4, cold night in Alabama. And I'd imagine right now this looks like 4 down territories. Andrew Paul, he's been battling knee injuries. He's back healthy in a gain of 2, so that's going to bring up 4th and 2.
Yeah, well, even without Cam Cook, both of these backs in Christian Lando and Andrew Paul can get the job done. And the quarterback in Caden Creel, it looks like now Jack State's going to go ahead and punt this football away and play defense. But the quarterback is a run threat as well, which is what makes this offense dynamic.
I have this a rarity in college football, by the way. 4th and 2, plus territory.
Oh, yeah. But it's early.
It's early. You see Gavin Wimsett, the backup quarterback. He is in the punt formation tonight, something to keep an eye on. That was one backspin away from being perfect. So Troy will get the ball back. Jack State up 7-0 early.
The IS4S Salute to Veterans Bowl is brought to you by IS4S, speed with discipline, and City of Montgomery, where everyone has the freedom to live, learn, and earn.
Our part of the bowl experience, you get to go bowling, literally. Jack State up 7-0. We were over on ESPNU as college basketball in Tennessee, Louisville coming to an end. This was Creel to Brock Recksteiner.
Yeah, he just gets lost behind the cover along the sideline right there as Caden Creel breaks the pocket and locates him late. And that was capping off a really efficient, productive drive offensively to kick off this game for Jack State, staying ahead of the chains the entire way.
So Creel, a 1,000-yard rusher, had the run if he wanted it, except when the receiver's wide open. You take that, they're up 7-0. As it looks like it's going to be Kilcrease's game the rest of the way for the Trojans. Tay Meadows, again, he opted out, so it's Jordan Lovett. He's going to be the running back tonight for Troy as we take a look at tonight's high-impact players presented by the United States Air Force.
Well, for the Troy Trojans, start off on offense with DJ Epps, the wide receiver, 44 catches on the season. He's been a big-time player for him as well as a returner. And then Donnie Smith with 10 sacks on defense for Troy, leading the Sun Belt. And for Jack State, DeAndre Johnson already with a catch tonight, the 6'8" wide receiver. And Aya Badejo, the defensive end, could create some havoc, number 99 for the Gamecocks.
Kilcrease up the middle. First down, Troy. Tackled by Darryl Prater.
Two successful run plays back-to-back there for Troy. Really encouraging for this offensive line.
They want to run the ball, but they also want to give Kilcrease time as Ethan Connor gets out of the backfield for a gain of 11. That's also a good sign that Kilcrease had time to throw.
Get the ball out of his hand quickly, get him some confidence, a little bit of run. Now you got some tempo following it.
That's Lovett. Brought down by Christopher Johnson. Again, middle part of the season, Kilcrease started 7 games after Goose went out. Added a little bit of a running element.
Sure.
And played quite nice during that winning streak, by the way. During the middle of the season, Troy won 5 straight after starting 1-2, got themselves into the conference picture. And so Kilcrease, as the backup, then the starter, acquitted himself quite well. So 2nd and 7. Pressure coming. Kilcrease downfield, has a man, incomplete. Intended for Epps, Jaheim Jenkins on the coverage.
Well, Epps has a step or two on Jenkins. This ball's just underthrown, and Epps not with the opportunity to go up there and get it as Jenkins gets a hand up late and kind of times that thing up. Now you got 3rd and 7.
Luke's early on with how this has started for Troy offensively. You have a little bit of a drive going here. You want to keep it going 3rd and 7 and not give the ball back to Jack State. It's going to be a timeout, Troy.
Well, and that's what's plagued them in the first 3 series. 3rd and long, 3rd and long, 3rd and long.
Yeah.
That's not the recipe for success.
They'll talk it over. Jared Parker, their head coach. Right now, Gamecocks up early into the first quarter, 7-0. We are back. Bowl season continues tomorrow, 5 Eastern, ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and the ESPN app. The Staff DNA Cure Bowl between Old Dominion and South Florida at Camping World Stadium in Orlando. Then at 8:30, 68 Ventures Bowl, Louisiana Raging Cajuns taking on the Delaware Blue Hens, who've made it to this game in their first season in FBS. Congratulations to Delaware. 3/4 of those teams. That was our Thursday night portfolio. 3rd and long, out of the backfield. Jack State swarming. Love it, brought down by Tyron Taylor, and a loss for 2. And here it is, Luke's 3rd consecutive possession. Gamecocks get the stop on Troy.
Yep, 3rd and 13, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 7 on their last 3 drives, forcing yet another punt. Just can't sustain any consistency after getting off to a pretty good start in the first couple of plays of each drive.
So Caleb Nix deep to receive the punt. There's going to be a flag. It's going to be a false start on Troy.
False start. Offense. Number 13. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
You know, we apologize to Jared Parker when we got on our calls this week because we had Troy earlier in the season on Thursday Night College Football against ODU. It was rock bottom for him.
The old Monarchs got after him on that night.
It was rock bottom for him. We get on there like, man, we're sorry. Like we
told him, hey, it's a Tuesday night this week.
It's a Tuesday night. We're going to let that one go. As the punt gets off, Nix is going to stay away from it. Got a good bounce. That's going to go inside the 15-yard line. You know, what makes tonight fun here in Montgomery, Alabama, both of these schools are from the state of Alabama. Troy just 50 miles from campus. Jacksonville State, they're a little bit further. But still, both of these teams are about 120 miles from campus. But either way, both these teams in a rivalry that goes back to 1924, played each other 63 times, but haven't met since 2001. So renewing of a rivalry that goes way back to the 1920s. Play flicker. Creel. Ball is out. Touchdown, Troy.
The ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense for a touchdown.
How about that? Luis Medina. After T.J. Thompson got to him, Jack State tried a little trickery and it backfired.
Well, T.J. Thompson does not fall for the trickery, so he's looking in on that back. He's responsible for him. Immediately sees the back, turn and give the ball back, and then swipes away as Caden Creel's trying to get away. What a great play and taking advantage of field position for Troy on defense.
Scott Taylor Renfro on for the extra point in a first quarter where Troy's offense has not done anything. It's the defense that ties this game up.
And I see what Jack State's here as you see Thompson right there avoid the running back and Christian Lando off of the flea flicker and then make a swipe at the ball, and Caden Creel doesn't keep both hands on the football and backs into his own end zone. And listen, are you getting a little cute there if you're Jack State? I understand you're trying to get out of a hole, maybe get a big gainer and start fresh.
Yeah.
But man, you got to secure the football.
And what do we say about this defense if you're Troy? You're a very opportunistic defense. Look at this, defensive touchdown since 2020. That's 3rd most in FBS. They lead the conference in sacks. I mean, this is a really, really good defensive team. And with the offense struggling, you get to put on your Trojan hat and celebrate a touchdown to tie the game 7 apiece.
There's the defense. Right now, Troy's going to take any points they can get, any way they can get them, and now get back on the field, play defense again, and now you bring that same energy, that same momentum with the defense, and you're going to be ramped up. Expect him to keep coming after Caden Creel.
It's amazing what one big play can do to kind of wake up your team. We'll see if it does that for Troy as we bring Caden Creel back out on the field. Thursday night, Bowl Mania marches on in Frisco, Texas. This will be a high-scoring affair. Butch Jones, we saw Arkansas State playing in their third straight bowl game, 5-1 in their last 6. They'll take on Missouri State. They're playing this game in the first FBS season. Coverage of the Xbox Bowl begins 9 Eastern, ESPN2, ESPN Deportes, and the ESPN app.
Ryan Beard taking the Coastal Carolina job from Missouri State. Done a great job there.
So Caden Creel, the quarterback, he did not start the season as the starter for Jack State as he pitches it to Lando. And a hard run for Christian Lando, who's going to get the bulk of the carries tonight with Cam Cook out in a gain of 17. So Gavin Wimsett started the season, the transfer from Kentucky and Rutgers. Creel, midway through the season, earned the job, came in the second half against Southern Miss, started from then on out. Wanted to get on the field any way he could this season, Luke. He was actually a punt returner at one time.
Yeah, he's lined up at receiver, at running back, and he's just a good football player overall.
See if he makes a good throw here, overshoots his receiver.
You know, Matt, I've seen him do this a little bit with DeAndre Johnson, the 6'8" wide receiver, where he's overthrown him as opposed to just throwing it up, because there is such a distinct advantage down the sideline one-on-one between two corners that are 5'11" and 6'1" on both sides for Troy. Make it a jump ball situation. You're going to win those.
DeAndre Johnson, 6'8", 220, transfer from Rutgers. Creel, quick shot outside. Rex Steiner, who scored the touchdown, can't do anything. And what did we talk about? That defensive momentum kind of lighten Troy up a little bit after giving up 17 to Lando. 2 consecutive stops, and now you see some early tempers. You normally don't see that in bowl games, do you?
No, but you also don't normally have rivalry contests in bowl games.
There you go. This is a little bit more than that again, with teams that have played each other 63 times over the years, dating back to 1924. Creel. Caught. Gentry brought down by Jordan Stringer, one of the leaders of this Troy defense. Now that sideline's just hopping around as the Gamecocks are going to be forced to punt when we return. That was the final play of the first quarter. We're tied at 7 apiece here in Montgomery. 7-7 here, start of the second quarter as we check in with Harry.
Welcome back to Montgomery, where Troy and Jacksonville State are tied at 7. Coach, you talked about your team being resilient. Your quarterback got hurt there in the first quarter. You have a defensive touchdown. What do you need to see from your guys in the second?
More of the same. This feels like a rivalry game all the way. It's as advertised. Great energy, great juice. This is what it's all about. We'll have to be us.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, guys, thank you. Yeah, I love that he said that this is a rivalry game. You can feel it. You can hear it down there. So lucky to have this in a bowl game as Connor Donahue to punt. They're going to fake it. And it falls incomplete. We told you to watch out for Wimsatt. He's in there on the punt team just behind the center. We thought there'd be an opportunity for that play, and Pearson Baldwin was the intended receiver.
And all he's got to do is catch it. I think he just got so excited because he knew he had it. Takes his eyes off the ball. And Gavin Wimsatt, former Rutgers and Kentucky quarterback, came down here, was the starter for a little bit here earlier in the season. As they continue to get Caden Creel involved, that's a lost opportunity for Jack State.
They had the play on. Goose Crowder back in the game. That was Dennis Palmer, first time we've seen him tonight in a gain of 3. So Crowder started, scampered for 13, came off limping again, injured the ankle a week ago, or 2 weeks ago rather, against JMU in the Sun Belt Championship game. Harry said he was down there, got retaped, and here he is.
Well, 2 of their most successful run plays tonight, one came from him where he got injured, and the other was Tucker Kilcrease, the other quarterback, who ran the same quarterback draw. So you're gonna come up with a different way of running the ball.
Goes behind his intended receiver, Jackson Worley. But here's where Crowder got injured early in the game. It was a designed one, too, and he looked good on it, Luz.
He did. You can tell he's kind of aiding that left side a little bit. Came up, and now 3rd and long once again. So 3rd and 13, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 7, and then another 3rd and 7 here for Troy. Have not been able to stay ahead of the chains here in the first half.
And to your point, really no run game to speak of other than the 2 quarterbacks. Trying to find some depth tonight with Meadows opting out. Crowder pressured, steps out of it on that ankle, and he's gonna be right on the line. And they're gonna give it to him, so first down, Crowder, and he got popped.
He did get popped.
You can hear it up here.
No doubt. How about his toughness? Number 1, to navigate the pocket, get out of trouble, and then tucks the football away, and boom! Rod Elston, number 6, safety comes in, lays the hat.
So the spot gives him the first. Palmer again in the backfield, trying to get anything going on the ground, and again, it's the quarterbacks that are getting the yardage. Max Sanders, the true freshman, for no gain. This Max Sanders, 59, fun to watch. One of those players, a true freshman out of McDonough, Georgia, came on towards the end of the season. 7.5 TFLs the last 7 games. You love getting that kind of production out of young players.
Oh, absolutely, and he's smart, he's mature, he's never hit the freshman wall. 77 tackles, 10.5 tackles for loss, and I just love his motor. The energy, the passion, and the speed at which he plays the game.
All right, now stop talking good about him. Got to protect some of these programs. As Crowder shot over the middle. First time we're calling Ra Thomas's name, the transfer, Mississippi State in Georgia, gain of 11. That'll be a first down.
It's good to see Goose Crowder get back on target after missing that first crossing route early in the drive. That was an easy completion. He just threw it behind him, and then pitch and catch right there with Ra Thomas in great field position now.
Yeah.
Playing great on defense. Got some momentum on offense now if you're Troy.
Palmer finally has a little bit of breathing room, and a gain of 5. And Back into the red zone is Troy for the first time offensively tonight.
And some run game out of the running back position. And again, you can't emphasize enough how important the offensive line is here. Number 67, Matt Henry, is the only guy that has started every game all season long. Everybody else has been a patchwork infirmary unit. And Eli Russ, who was their best offensive lineman, he went down last week. So it's brand new guys across the board for Troy.
6th different starting unit on the offensive line this season. They try to end around to Ra Thomas, and it's going to lose 2. Kind of lost his footing there, bringing up 3rd down.
Mark Woods here staying at home, leveraging the football, forcing the ball back inside. That's just a great play, good hustle play as well.
Crowder left and skips it. He had Lovett wide open, sneaking out of the backfield, so a missed opportunity, and they're going to have to settle for 3.
Well, it's a missed opportunity because there was so much green grass in front of Lovett, and all he would have had to do was probably make one guy miss, and you would have had a potential touchdown there. Instead, an attempted field goal.
So Scott Taylor Renfro, he's on to kick from 38 yards.
Correction, 38-yard field goal.
4th in program history, 78% made. Kick on the way. And it's good. So Troy able to get 3 points out of it. They take a 10-7 lead as we salute our veterans here at the IS4S Veterans Bowl in Montgomery.
Together at the mountaintop, champions of college football.
How much fun is this going to be? Friday night, Norman, Oklahoma, 8 p.m. Eastern, ABC, ESPN. Alabama and Oklahoma, the rematch. That's the lone game on a Friday night of fun. The fun gets started at noon Eastern Saturday. Miami gets in. They travel to College Station to take on Texas A&M. James Madison at Oregon, and then Tulane. And John Sumrall getting set to take on Ole Miss. The former Troy head coach, John Sumrall, now currently the Tulane and Florida head coach, John Sumrall. He said this almost 2 years ago when he left Troy to take the job at Tulane. Take a listen.
Our vision here is we're going to win conference championships. We're going to win bowl games. I'm telling you right now, I'm speaking into existence. We're going to make the college football playoff, and we're going to win it.
All right, so if you're Tulane fans, you love hearing that because he did exactly what he said he's going to do. It just take Tulane to the playoff. And then if you're Florida fans, you're like, all right, he's been successful. Look at this. He's played in a conference championship every year he's been a head coach.
Unbelievable.
Led Troy to some heights when he was here. First down. Creel play fake, rolls out to his right, has his receiver Pearson Baldwin, and that's going to be a gain of 10. So Creel forced off his spot, had to freelance a little bit, receiver open for a first down.
Well, that's where he's at his best, and that's playing sandlot football. Just find a way to evade the pocket, keep his eyes downfield. Nice job.
And another running back in for the Gamecocks. That's Justice. Check that, Jalen Likely, and a loss of 1.
Likely, the ball carrier.
Again, if you're just joining us, the FBS's leading rusher, Cam Cook, out tonight with an upper body injury. Went through warm-ups, couldn't go. And so it's going to be a stable of backs tonight for Jack State, as Likely remains in. Pressure, Creel. Able to make a couple of men miss, probably danced one too many times as Devin Lafayette was able to catch him on that second stutter step, only a gain of 2, and now 3rd and long.
Yeah, after that second to last stutter step, he should have put his foot in the ground and just got north and south and fell forward. Good job staying out of a negative play situation, though.
He's a 1,000-yard rusher on the season. Timeout, Troy. That's their second used timeout. So it's going to be 3rd and long when we come back. Troy up 10-7 here in the second.
The IS4S Salute to Veterans Bowl is brought to you by Great Clips. Get game ready for the college football playoff with a haircut from Great Clips. And Capital One. What's in your wallet?
You know, they got their Great Clips. Our salute to veterans, 10-7 Troy. We believe we figured out why there was a timeout. We'll show you that in just a second here after this 3rd down and 9. Actually, we'll show you now.
Look at the top of your screen.
Marlon Odom, number 17, was coming in on 3rd and 9, except he forgot to put on his helmet. Requirement in football.
Gotta have your lid, kid.
That is so good. 3rd and 9. Creel, one-on-one coverage. Has a man. Caught. DeAndre Johnson. Didn't need to be 6'8" on that one, but a gain of 42, however, flagged down.
Pass interference, offense,
Wow.
number 11. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, 3rd down.
And guess who got that? The guy that forgot his helmet, Marlon Odom.
Marlon Odom right there. He's in phase, in stride with big DeAndre Johnson at 6'8". I don't know how strong of a call that is right there. I don't know if I agree with that. There was a little bit of hand fighting. I like the ball placement, though. That's exactly where you got to put it, either up or to the back shoulder with a 6'8" target.
So now 3rd and 24. You can see that hit coming a mile away. Boy, that Trojans defense is fired up. I want to bring in our rules expert, Jerry McGinn, who's been hanging out with us all season before the punt. Jerry, where did you lean on that one?
I'd say I like the call by the line judge. You see number 11, he extends his arm, he pushes the defensive back and almost brings him to a stop, so that frees him up in order to catch the pass. So I thought it was a very good call.
All right, Jerry, thank you. As he was talking, you saw for the 2nd time tonight a scuffle breaking out, and that's usually the stuff reserved for game 12 of the season, rivalry to end it. This is a bowl game. These teams haven't met since 2001. They've played 63 times, and they're playing like it tonight.
Yeah, and this isn't the opt-out bowl. These are two teams that showed up to play because there's value in performance and there's value in playing this sport.
Peyton Higgins deep to receive. Remember, Jack State faked it last time out. As Troy wanted a catch-kick interference, didn't get it. This weekend, what's better than a college football playoff? A double dose of College Game Day. They'll do a primetime show, 6 Eastern, before the Oklahoma-Alabama game. And they're going to make the trip down to College Station to be ready bright and early. Kegs and eggs, 9 a.m. for Miami and Texas A&M. The 2nd year of the 12-team playoff. It's Tucker Kilcrease back in for Troy. It's been he and Goose Crowder tonight. Crowder banged up the ankle again tonight, but he did return last series. It's going to be Lovett right up the middle, brought down by Sanders.
How about that line of scrimmage play between Texas A&M and Miami?
There's so much NFL talent.
Boy, you're going to have a bloody-your-nose type of contest up front.
And really, it's going to come down to 2 things. One, who makes the least mistakes?
Yep.
And which team can pop a big play.
Absolutely.
Because you're right, when it's physical and it's going to be one of those type of games that you can pop a big one or two, you've got to feel pretty good about your chances.
No doubt.
And how about the people who are talking about the environment in College Station? It's one of the best in the country. 11 a.m. You know they're going to be rehearsed, ready to go. But I said this during our Selection Day show. Here's 2nd and 7. Kilcrease over the middle. What a grab. That is Ra Thomas. And a segue to what I was going to say about Carson Beck, former Georgia quarterback, and Ra Thomas, former Georgia receiver. Carson's played in those environments before, back in his SEC days.
And Ra Thomas has as well, and what a spectacular catch. Strong hands, extends away, is able to pull it down, and that right there is why you play in this game here tonight. You don't opt out, you don't sit, you put value on the field on film if you're hoping to play in the National Football League in your Ra Thomas.
3 catches, 30 yards for Ra. Big play as Kilcrease is going to roll out to his right. And he's going to keep it for a minimal gain. And look, you're right. Both coaches talked about it. This day and age, the popular thing to do, opt out, either A, if you're going to transfer, or B, if you're just going to look to not play and injure yourself in the future. There's a couple of guys that you don't blame them in certain situations, but making that the standard rather than the exception, I think, is where we've gotten a little bit out of hand.
Both these coaches have valued and preached that performance trumps all. If you perform, you increase value. You increase value, you increase your marketability on the open market.
And both readily admit that this game being a rivalry and what it is probably increased it. How about that? That is Walker Osteen, the former walk-on. He shot right through the grab and buried Gilcrease.
Look at him come through the B gap between the guard and the tackle, unblocked. Troy busts the protection, and again, we've talked about it tonight. A lot of new faces and a lot of new positions along the offensive line for Troy. They got to get buttoned up. That time, Walker Osteen gets the best of them.
They had 5 sacks in the championship game against Kennesaw State. That was a season high. And Osteen just laid it down. Now 3rd and long, Gilcrease completion. Higgins, and he got the first down. How about that on 3rd and 18? Higgins was able to get the yardage and get 20.
Mr. Third Down, that's what Higgins is. He's the guy you go to, knows how to locate soft spots in zone coverage, pitch and catch, first set of downs.
Gilcrease sees the crease, slides down safely. So you've got 3rd and 18. You think you've got him pinned back. He finds Higgins over by the sidelines. Higgins gets 20 to keep this drive alive for Troy.
Well, makes the first guy miss, then is able to turn the corner, tightrope the sideline, and lower his shoulder. It's just one of those tough possession-type players that you know you can rely on in critical downs.
Since the Troy defense scored on the fumble recovery to make it 7-7, they have completely swung the momentum. Another good throw out of the pocket for Gilcrease. That's DJ Epps in a gain of 18.
I love what they're doing here with Gilcrease. Let's move the pocket a little bit. Don't make him a sitting duck. Let's get the ball out on the perimeter. If it's not there in the passing game, he can tuck it and run. And then DJ Epps, one of our impact players tonight on the outcut. Now, Matt, you've got to have some production in the red area here. There's got to be 6 points here in front of Troy. They have not been productive enough in the red zone.
Last drive in the red zone, had to settle for a field goal. Palmer, and see what happens. Now they're passing to set up the run rather than run setting up to pass. You're seeing some movement for Palmer and a gain of 5.
And seeing some movement for this offensive line. And this offensive line needs some good things to happen for them. They need to feel like they're owning the line of scrimmage, that they're getting pushed. They've been much maligned. There's been a lot of criticism, a lot of guys playing out of position. But right now, this unit's playing as good as they've played probably in the last month.
And then you get the success on 1st down to make it 2nd and 5. Kind of opens up a little bit of everything. Man in motion. Handoff to Higgins. Nothing. What a play by Sanders and Caleb Nix, the brother of Bo Nix. The transfer from Clemson, who in his own right was a really good high school quarterback. In fact, his head coach, Charles Kelly, said, you know what? He kind of did some things a little bit better than Bo in high school. Bo didn't want to hear it. Bo playing well for the Denver Broncos. They've got themselves in a good spot there out in the AFC West with the Chiefs now out of the picture.
Well, how about Caleb Nix? Just as an athlete, he's kind of become the leader of this defense, quarterback of the defense on the back end, was a quarterback, as you mentioned, but has really been just a terrific athlete. He's adapted well, played defense at Clemson, and now the perfect fit for Charles Kelly here at Jack State.
One of those all-around athletes, played basketball, played baseball. So 3rd and 8, Troy, they need to get on the board with a touchdown, up 10-7.
This is what makes this sport so amazing.
You think that place is going to be rocking? Norman, Oklahoma. By the way, Brent Venables, what a job he's done this year at Oklahoma.
And it ain't been easy. I mean, you talk about having to scratch and claw and scrape your way in. The back half of that schedule, as daunting as it was with the injuries, some of the injuries they've had.
They had more ranked wins than any program in FBS. And you talk about that gauntlet. Now 3rd down and up the middle, and that's going to be nothing. Another 3rd and long. They converted on 3rd and 18 earlier on the drive. On the season, they were just 2 for 25 on 3rd and 15 plus.
That was an interesting call there. And I think you could have moved the pocket.
They're going to let it go down to the 2-minute timeout.
Of course. You could have moved the pocket there, though, I think, and gotten yourself in a better 4th and line to gain.
I just don't know.
Yard mark.
Right. I don't. That call's made if you're going to go for it on 4th down.
Sure.
But 4th and 6, that's rich.
Yeah.
I'm sure the number guy, the numbers book will give us some feedback. 2-minute timeout here in Montgomery. Back in Montgomery, the IS4S Salute to Veterans Bowl, and a good one between both these programs from the state of Alabama. Troy and Jack State is Scott Taylor Renfro. They're going to go for the field goal here, Luke.
Well, they've got to. They've got to get points here. Jacksonville State gets the ball coming out of the locker room in the 3rd quarter. This is a field position and a defensive football game. This is not a track meet. Get the points where you can get them.
Already good from 38. Snap down the middle. So 13-7, and to your point, Tom, like this was a game early on where Jack State, we were on ESPNU at the time waiting for the basketball game to end, but they marched right down the field.
They did.
They went 71 yards to score to make it 7-0. You're thinking, okay, but since then they've done nothing. Troy's defense hasn't really done much offense rather. They scored on defense. So it's going to be one of those games where you play field position and defense.
And the difference between the second quarter and the first quarter, if you're Troy on offense, is in the first quarter you couldn't move the ball at all. Constantly in third and long, constantly punting. At least in the second quarter here, you've maintained possession of the football while you're playing great defense, driven the length of the field. Now, you haven't come away with 6, but you have come away with points while you're playing great defense and stopping Jack State.
And by the way, Jack State, 3 timeouts. They start with the ball in the third quarter, so a 2-for-1 here for Jack State, even if they get a field goal out of it to start the second half with the ball. So 13-7. Patty McAteer to kick. Michael Petway and Luke Gilbert deep to receive for the Gamecocks. It's going to be a low line driver to Gilbert. He's going to get stopped at the 22-yard line as we check in with the studio and Zubin Mehenti.
First down at the 22.
The man, the myth, the Mehenti.
Zub Tube.
The Zubik's Cube. Ready to entertain America at the half with my guy, former Arizona State quarterback Brock Osweiler.
Pride of Idaho.
Sam Acho, pride of Texas. Remember, the last drive for Jacksonville State was stopped after the offensive PI, and DeAndre Johnson, a big play down the field, haven't recovered. It was a 42-yard gain negated. So again, all 3 timeouts remaining, 2nd and 7. Creel over the middle, there's Johnson. So now the tempo, again, they have all 3 timeouts. You can run pretty much anything you want, Luke.
Yeah, they're in great shape right here. Got to have some urgency, don't necessarily need to be in a hurry.
Creel, he hung on to it way too long, but got out of it. That was a sack waiting to happen. And Creel got lucky, he's mobile, because that could have been disastrous.
Yeah, you got to be really, really careful, because you take the sack right here, you're forced to now call a timeout, you've lost yardage, time is now coming off the clock, even with the escapability and the scramble. You've wasted about 10 seconds there and nothing to show for it.
Got out of the grasp of Donnie Smith, who leads the Sun Belt with 10 sacks. Only the 2nd incomplete pass of the night for Creel. Again pressured. That time he's not getting away. And that's Donnie Smith. You fool him once, 2nd time he's like, I lead the conference in sacks for a reason. And Troy unable to take advantage. They used all their timeouts. And you wonder now, if you're Jack State.
You see Donnie Smith right there. Comes in on the stunt, and actually Caden Creel worked his way out of the pocket right into him.
The 11th sack of the season for Smith. Screen set up, space for Lando. And so the no timeouts there got Troy, because that's going to do it for the first half.
Great pressure by Troy to end the second half right there and get Jack State on their heels offensively. Nowhere to go with the football, force a 3rd and 25.
Especially after getting a first down with Johnson over the middle and those 3 timeouts. The back-to-back pressures pretty much solidified the fact that they weren't going to be able to take advantage of it. And so we go to the half 13-7 with Troy on top. Again, Jack State scored on their first possession of the game. They'll get the ball to start the 3rd quarter. A rivalry that dates back to 1924. First time they've played since 2001. We've seen a bit of chippiness. We've seen some good football as we check in with Harry.
Coach, how would you evaluate that first half? What do you want to see your guys coming out of the locker room here in the second?
Well, we need to start better in the second half than we did to start this football game. After that was done with a couple possessions on offense and 1 on defense, I was really impressed with how we came out and finished this half. It'll take the same effort.
Hopefully I'll be able to see you in the second half.
Yeah, no doubt. A great interview in the dark.
Thanks, Coach.
That's $1.
Oh, that's a huge
That
dollar.
is, there have been so many dollars in this game. And some good football. 13-7 in the Battle of the State of Alabama. Let's check in with Zubin and crew back in studio. Fellas?
Visit theemptyseat.com to carry your tribute further.
Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to Section 3, where K-Shot USA proudly honors those who are currently deployed, serving on duty, and those who are forever honored. We thank them for their service, sacrifice, and commitment to our nation. Austin Williams, Randy Nelson, Jesse Pate, Lauren Teal, David Cavazos, Casey Thomas, Raul Hernandez, Emma Larson, Jacob Lockhorse, Logan Seals, Eric Drake, and the head ballerina is Hannah Grace Heaney.
Capital One Bowl Mania.
On a Tuesday night here in Montgomery, Alabama, as we welcome you back to the IS4S Salute to Veterans Bowl, and a good one at that between Jack State and Troy. Two old rivalries, 13-7. Two old rivals that date back to 1924, that is. Tom Luganville, Matt Berry, Troy on top, 13-7. And what we've seen, Lugs, we've seen defense, field position, and really a lot of good football early on.
Good football, hard-hitting football. Both line of scrimmages are playing extremely well. It's going to be interesting to see if Troy can continue this momentum on offense, but then capitalize in the red zone.
Yeah.
And after a very poor second half on offense for Jack State, they've got to get on track and start sustaining some drives.
And usually low-scoring games don't yield you to say good-looking football, but we've had that, like you said, at the line of scrimmage as we take a look at tonight's game track brought to you by Coca-Cola. And the rush yards, that's the big story for Jack State, because they came in with the FBS's leading rusher, Cam Cook, who had 1,659 yards. He's out tonight with a pec injury, an upper body injury, and that's showing in the stats, Lou.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, because it's not just him behind an offensive line that's been able to create some creases for him, but it's his creativity of creating on its own that has allowed for them to have explosive plays on the ground.
So Jack State moved the ball right down the field on their opening possession. Haven't done anything since.
First and 10
As we check in with Harry.
Matt, I caught up with Charles Kelly. He told me, hey, even though we're down 6, we feel like we have the momentum. We got 2 red zone stops. We're running the ball really hard. He said they're going to pick up the tempo here in the second half because he felt the Troy defense was struggling with that piece of it. And he loves that his guys are leaning into the rivalry. You've seen the chippiness. He just wants to see his team play a little bit harder, execute sustained drives, Luke's, like he said, on offense here in the second half.
Harry, you look good with light on.
Thanks.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
First and 10, Jack State. Creel first pass, second half. It's the big fella, DeAndre Johnson, 6'8", and a gain of 16.
Oh, I like that throw down the sideline. That's a hole shot from Caden Creel to the 6'8", long wingspan target, DeAndre Johnson.
It'll be interesting to see what halftime adjustments both of these teams made, particularly Jack State, who offensively stymied by this Troy defense. And you see why. And DeAndre Johnson, the transfer in from Rutgers, you see him, he's come on of late. Look at his last 6 games, Luke.
Yeah, listen, I think the light finally started to go on. He started to understand the nuances of playing the position, not just being 6'8", not just being bigger and more athletic than everybody, but how to run routes, how to tempo routes, how to attack alignment and eat up cushion and create separation.
It's Elijah Davis down tonight, or second time tonight. Davis has been banged up. We certainly don't want to see that at any point in the season, but for the second time down on the turf early here, third quarter.
I tell you, Matt, these guys, we've already seen it with Goose Crowder, all right? Now we're seeing it right there with Elijah Davis, who's already come back from injury and played in this game.
Yep.
I love this whole mentality between there's been so much negativity surrounding bowl participation and the transfer portal and opt-outs. And that's not what these two teams are about here tonight, and I absolutely love it.
Harry was telling us earlier, Davis, it was a thigh that he was trying to run off, and you see Davis there, a little bit of friendly fire from his teammate, Jordan Stringer.
He got cold-cocked by Jordan Stringer. Should we count that as Jordan Stringer's 109th tackle of the season?
At least Davis knows what other teams have been going through all year with Stringer, the leader of this defense, a player that the coaches say they call him when they need to know what's going on with the team, one of the true leaders, and that was Stringer right on cue to Christian Lando. This time all he did was take it out on the other team, not his own. So now 3rd and short. Creel. Everyone covered. Tries to dance out of it. Unable to get away from him. That was Jamal Williams, and Stringer had an active series. And Jack State again unable to move the ball on offense after that successful opening drive.
Well, they locked down there on 3rd and short, and again, they've been continually able to put pressure on Caden Creel almost every time they've dropped back to throw the football. And that's why I think Jack State's got to start doing some more things to move the pocket, maybe a little more play action, not just allow him to sit back there as a sitting duck.
So they had an opportunity. They had the ball towards the end of the half. Final possession, 3 timeouts. They had a chance to put something up there and then start the 3rd quarter with the ball. And as much as you talk about Jack State's offense struggling, you've got to give credit to this Troy defense, who we said coming in is one of the best in the Sun Belt. They attack you, they've got pressure, they turn the ball over quite a bit. We're seeing it again here tonight.
Yeah, they're playing on the other team's side of the line of scrimmage, create negative plays, get you in 3rd and long. Obviously the sack numbers are what they are, leading the Sun Belt in sacks along with Donnie Smith, who's got another one tonight. That's his 11th of the season, number 22. And so now let's see if Troy can maintain this momentum they found in the 2nd quarter offensively.
Got their 14th turnover in the last 27 quarters in the first half that gave them their only touchdown to tie it at 7 apiece. It's Kilcrease to start the 3rd quarter. And that's Emmanuel Oyabadajo on the tackle for no gain. He was one of your key players coming in. What a great story he is from Manchester, England.
Yeah, you see 99 there. He's all 6'7", 295 pounds of him. He is long and he is powerful.
And how about this really kind of his first year of playing organized football?
He's just scratching the surface, and with that type of size, he's a load to handle.
That's Lovett trying to find some running room. And if you're joining us here for the second half, both starting running backs, however, different stories. Tay Meadows opted out of the game. He's the starting running back for Troy. On the other side of it, Cam Cook, FBS leading rusher, out with an injury. So both teams trying to muster some sort of run game, and it's been the quarterbacks for at least Troy that have been converting on 3rd and long when they need it.
Well, yeah, they've done it a couple of times tonight. The problem is they're having to do it too often. They've not been able to stay ahead of the chains the entire night.
Plenty of time for Gilcrease, finally breaks down, and that's really on the secondary. That's a coverage sack for this Jack State defense, and Mark Woods came up there, wrapped him up. And so to start the third quarter, Lugs, 2 possessions, 2 punts.
You're right, Jack State covered down on the back end, nowhere to go with the football, forces Gilcrease out. And Mark Woods, just a redshirt freshman at 6'4", 202 pounds, as a safety, may eventually grow into the linebacker position. Boy, is he an athlete.
But what did we say just a moment ago when we came out of the half? This game is about defense and field position. Jack State flips the field, and now they're going to get good field position to start their offensive possession. That's Caleb Nix, the fair catch. Here in Montgomery, Alabama, the state capital, looking holiday at 13-7 Troy. NCAA Women's Volleyball Semis Thursday night, ESPN, the ESPN app. Both have the 3 seeds squaring off against the 1 seed. Texas A&M takes on Pitt, 6:30 Eastern. Then Wisconsin and Kentucky. Winners play for the national championship. Sunday, 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific on ABC. By the way, Pitt volleyball, wagon. Absolute wagon. That's a fun tournament to watch. They're now down to the Final Four. So, Luke, you pointed it out. This is kind of a break even for Jack State, but now they lose yardage on the sack. As we take a look at tonight's clutch delivery brought to you by Chipotle, would it surprise you that it's the Troy defense?
Not at all. This time it was TJ Thompson in the first half, not falling for the flea flicker, swiping the ball away from Tucker Kilcrease as he retreats back into the end zone, doesn't keep both hands on the football, and that really triggered and sparked this Troy's team's run to 13 unanswered points.
Jackson got it just about where they had punted it from. And they get that yardage back. First time we're seeing Justice Savage tonight and a gain of 11. There's Cam Cook, the FBS's leading rusher, out with an injury. And then that first play, they lose the yardage on the sack, but Savage able to get 11 of it back to bring up 3rd and 8. Over the middle, that's DeAndre Johnson. And that'll be a first down, Gamecocks.
Boy, look how agile he is for 6'8". Just
that's
really
a bit frightening.
Sudden. It is frightening because when you're that long, usually it takes a little while for you to climb the ladder and get going. But man, he's got a quick first step and some surge off the line of scrimmage.
And a much needed first down for the Gamecocks. See if they can't jumpstart this offense. Andrew Paul in the backfield. He'll get the carry off the left side. And they were talking about DeAndre Johnson. Head coach Charles Kelly compared him to Johnny Wilson.
Yeah.
The one-time Arizona State Sun Devil that transferred to Florida State. Big, lanky kid that, again, ball skills, you see him off the field getting looked at. But you're right, his get-off for a kid that size.
Yeah, you just don't see that very often.
Second and 8, and that's Savage giving them a little bit of a spark here on the ground. Haven't really seen them able to run the ball. 21 yards at the half is what they had, and here's Savage, 2 carries right up the gut, and that's going to be a first down, Cox.
Well, talking with Charles Kelly, the head coach at Jack State, in pregame warm-up, he said, listen, I love this entire running back room. So we've seen Andrew Paul, we've seen Jalen Likely, we've now seen Justice Savage, and of course their starter, Christian Lando. That's a 4-deep room without the nation's leading runner in Cam Cook.
Coming into the game, 3,627 yards. That's the 4th most in program history, so that's what they like to do, is keep it on the ground. Savage again brought down by Stringer.
Savage is a little bit different than some of the other backs we've seen. There's a little bit more burst and explosiveness. He hits that hole in a hurry, and he's been able to help them stay ahead of the sticks here.
And now it's the true freshman Lucas Farrington in for the first time. They're going to do an end around to DeAndre Johnson, trying to get past the edge, and a good job by Troy and a loss of 1. Jaquez White, that goes to show you what they think of Johnson. They're trying to run an end around with a 6'8", 220-pound receiver.
Jaquez White, Devin Lafayette, and this is a big, long kid, but you got to make sure that you've outflanked the defense if you're going to run a reverse with a 6'8" target. I don't care how explosive he is. That's a long stride with a lot of smaller, quicker, faster guys closing in on him.
You almost just got to throw something in his spoke to knock him down. I mean, just throw a baseball card in the bike spoke and you're good. So 3rd and 9. Creel, quick, hit. That was a big hit on Dylan Gentry by Devin Lafayette. And for now, Creel in the offense, nope, now they pull him.
Well, that's his 6th PBU of the season, and Lafayette, who just recorded his 105th tackle on the previous play. He has been all over the place. He called it the spear position in this Troy defense. He's having a heck of a series here.
Garrison Ripa on for 51 yards, his career-long 52 this season. He's done it twice. Ripa rips it. No college kicker situation of Montgomery. Gamecocks get some points, down 13-10.
The IS4S Salute to Veterans Bowl is brought to you by Popeyes. Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Hey, my name is Elijah Davis. I want to give a big shout out to my uncle Terry Jackson for serving in the military. Thank you, and go Trojans.
Hi, I'm Thaxton Gallagher. An important veteran to me is David Gallagher. My grandfather, he served in Vietnam War, and he taught me what it takes to be a man. I'm very grateful to be my grandfather.
We echo those sentiments, saluting all of our service men and women. We'll salute to Veterans Bowl tonight and everything they've done for our country. See them enjoying some football here in Montgomery, state capital of Alabama. This town does a great job putting on this bowl every year. It's DJ Epps, Peyton Higgins deep to receive the kick. That's going to be Epps at the 2. Past the 15-20. Epps has a crease. Epps headed to midfield. What a return by DJ Epps. One of our impact players coming in, and you see why. A return of 79 yards eventually brought down by Caleb Nix.
One of the things that you love about Epps is there's really no dancing. Once he sees the crease, he kicks it into second gear, then he has to outrun the kicker, get down the sideline. And really, Matt, this is the only explosive play we've seen from either one of these two teams all night long.
We saw a touchdown from the Troy defense, their lone score of the night, and now they're using special teams to get back into the red area. Kilcrease at quarterback. And Lovett trips. Goose Crowder started the game, injured his ankle, or re-injured it rather, from the championship game 2 weeks ago. came out, scampered for 13, tried to come back in for a series, and it's been Gilchrist the rest of the way, who started 7 games this season after Crowder broke his collarbone against Memphis. So after the trip, 2nd and 11. Gilchrist avoids the rush. You know, he's been good throwing the ball on the run, but gets shoved out by the true freshman Max Sanders. And again, every time Troy gets in a red area, they struggle to score the touchdown. They've had to settle for 2 field goals twice.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Only touchdown of the night's on defense, and in that time, credit Jacksonville State on defense for covering down on the back end. Even though Tucker Gilchrist was flushed from the pocket, there was nowhere to find the ball, a location, as he was on the move.
And again, this drive set up by a 79-yard kick return by DJ Epps. Can Jack State hold him again? Gilchrist sacked. Quay Hood and Shane Peyton Hodges. And the red zone struggles continue for Troy after a loss of 10.
Tucker Gilchrist just holding on to the football too long as Quay Hood, the true freshman, as you mentioned, number 16, as the walls start closing in. Number 4, Shane Peyton Hodges along with it. You just got to get the football out of your hand.
And again, the only touchdown for Troy tonight was defensively. This Jack State Gamecocks defense has been great. Bend but don't break. 48-yarder for Scott Tyler Renfro. Career long is 50. No good. We're playing some defense here in Montgomery. Troy hanging on to a 13-10 lead. It all gets started Friday. Alabama, Oklahoma, 8 p.m. Eastern, ABC, ESPN, then the noon window. Look at that. Miami at Texas A&M. Whew. first round of the college football playoff, second year of the 2-team format, 12-team format rather. Let's shoot, 2-team format.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the complaining going on?
Oh,
man?
boy.
We can't make 12 people happy. As Andrew Paul brought down after 3. You look at Alabama and Oklahoma. Alabama, a lot of people upset about that. They got thumped by Georgia in the SEC championship game. They get in, and Oklahoma, I said earlier, 5 wins against ranked teams this year. That led FBS. A great job by Brent Venables. And I'll tell you this, call it after the play here. Downfield, incomplete. Creel was looking for the big fella. But if you look what Brent Venables did with that team in a defense and a non-healthy John Mateer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They did it all on defense and an inability to run the football. But in that first contest between Alabama and Oklahoma, Alabama had their way with Oklahoma, but they turned the ball over 3 times, and Oklahoma did not. And now we'll see if Alabama is healthy enough coming off of the SEC championship game to have a little bit of a different look on offense.
And give credit where credit's due. Mateer and that offense have scored just enough when they've needed to. 3rd and 7. Creel over the middle, caught. When you're 6'8", that's going to help you. Find the guy that's probably got a wingspan over 7 feet when he reaches out, and that's a gain of 25.
That's what I said earlier, and this is a great job avoiding the pressure off of the edge by Caden Creel. But when you're 6'8", throw it up. Don't throw it on him, throw it up.
And then he drops it. Check that, not him, my fault. Michael Petway. There's a big difference between 6'8" and 5'10". But you're right, we were talking to Clint Trickett about that, the OC. Before the game, we were talking about putting it on DeAndre Johnson. He's like, man, I tell him all the time, those aren't 50-50 balls with him. Those are 70-30.
Yes.
Just throw it and see what happens.
Yeah. Don't lead him. Don't throw it low. Don't throw it on the stride. Throw it up.
Creel. Justin Poe knocks him out after 6. Creel, a 1,000-yard rusher, took over the starting job after coming into the second half against Southern Miss to give the team a little juice after they struggled out of the gate with Gavin Wimsatt. Creel's held the job ever since.
Just like we saw some juice off of Troy getting that defensive touchdown in the first half, Jack State getting that stop after that Troy kick return has given some life to this offense.
In a really well-played game defensively. Third and 4. Creel taking a shot. One-on-one coverage. No flag. That was intended for Gabe Glover. And you see Charles Kelly is absolutely irate. And now a flag. That's going to be thrown on the head coach.
Yep. The line judge is going to get him. And the officials are going to say that Jaquez White got his leg tangled up with the target, and I can see it. Charles Kelly.
After the play is over, unsportsmanlike conduct. Jacksonville State's head coach, 15-yard penalty, 4th down.
Jerry McGinn, rules analyst, what did you see?
I saw the same thing as Tom explained. The defender and the receiver, their feet just got entangled. It's no foul, and the coach has to be able to control himself because he cannot come running onto the field and yelling at the officials. The officials will throw the flag to control the game, so they have to do it. So it's his first of the game, one more, and he's out.
Well, and Jerry, I think the other thing too is you could see Jaquez White going up to high point the ball. He was going after the ball as his legs got tangled up. So I agree. I like the call right there.
And that was huge because it was 4th and 4. That was go for it territory.
Oh, yeah.
So the penalty by Kelly knocks him out of go for it range, and they have to punt it with one of the first drives we've seen them have since the first drive of the game. And you wonder now if Kelly goes to his team and says, that one's on me. Go play defense, pick me up, and we'll get the ball back.
Well, he's going to need him to. It's no different than if a player on the field gets a silly personal foul or jumps off sides on 4th and 3. Now you got to have somebody rally around you and make a play and get you out of a hole.
And remember, last time Troy had the ball, they started in the red zone after a 79-yard kick return, ended up going backwards. 3 red zone trips, no touchdowns, 2 field goals. Ra-Ra Thomas over the middle. In a game of high emotion between two teams that have played each other 63 times. But the first time since 2001. We saw this matchup. We started doing prep. Both these teams from the state of Alabama. 50 miles apart for Troy, 120 for Jack State. This isn't just any bowl game, Luke. You can tell and feel it tonight.
And all the heavy hitters showed up and got their uniforms on. That's what I love.
2nd and 1, out of the backfield to Lovett. And he's going to have enough for the first down. It's been chippy. The defenses have been flying around. Each team played in their respective conference championship game. Jack State against Conference USA, losing to Kennesaw State, Troy to JMU in the Sun Belt. One's gonna walk out of here 9-5. Palmer in the backfield. Gilcrease. Intercepted! Ian Mitchell, the true freshman from Pleasant Grove, Alabama. What did I say? Pick up the coach after the 15-yard penalty, and his defense did just that.
Did just that, and that's 2 true freshman linebackers that are on the field at the same time, and this time he's just dropping to a spot. And Tucker Gilcrease does not see him. He thinks he's got the deep out route, and Mitchell just sinks underneath it, does a really nice job of baiting the quarterback into that throw, gets up high points of football, and Jacksonville State in business.
And now a takeaway in all 14 games for the Gamecocks. Double throw, here it comes. Incomplete. That was Cade Cunningham who threw it. All 3 quarterbacks were on the field. Caden Creel, he tried to throw it back to Gavin Wimsatt, and Cade Cunningham, the 3rd stringer, was the guy who threw it.
Jacksonville State pulling out all the stops.
You think now down 13-10, they're gonna just empty everything to see if they can't get some juice. And that's Farrington for Little.
I'll tell you, I think that even though they've tried many different opportunities, they've had the end around, we just saw a little razzle-dazzle there, they haven't been able to capitalize on any of them. But I still continue to believe they've got to get the ball in a one-on-one matchup downfield with DeAndre Johnson. Throw it up, like Clinton Trickett said, it's a 70-30 ball, not 50-50.
And now it's gonna be 3rd and longer. Cam Griffin. Normally the starter at left guard had to move to right tackle tonight because of an injury to Reggie Jackson.
Offside. Defense, number 11, entering the neutral zone, causing the offense to react. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
I stand corrected, that's on the defense now, and Jerry McGinn agrees, so instead of 3rd and longer, it's gonna be 3rd and medium.
Elijah Davis, not only in the neutral zone, he's where the offset tight end would line up.
So that's going to do it for the 3rd quarter.
This is the end of the 3rd
quarter.
quarter.
What a fun game we have here in Montgomery, Alabama. These 2 teams battling in the 4th.
Welcome back to Montgomery, where Troy is up on Jack State 13-10. Coach, emotional game against your rival. You're down 3. You've got a quarter to get a bowl victory here. What do you need to see out of your guys?
I mean, what we got to do is we got to execute. I mean, it's a 60-minute game. We got to play the whole game. We've been in a lot of one-score games, so, you know, we got to just do what we do.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Harry, thank you. How about Troy in this stat? They've won 79 straight games when leading entering the fourth quarter. That is the longest active streak of any FBS team.
How is that possible?
I don't know. It goes back. It goes back to November 3rd, 2012.
Right? Yeah.
So Jack State trying to break a 79-game winning streak when leading going into the fourth quarter for Troy. Big 3rd and 3 to start the fourth. Creel get a block. I mean, they are just throwing pads as Creel stays on his feet. Andrew Paul, the running back, with the key block, and that's going to be a first down, Gamecocks.
Watch Caden Creel lay his shoulder into Justin Powell, the safety number 6 in the secondary. Wow. Think these guys ain't playing hard? Do you think they don't want it?
I mean, this is like a mid-season game.
Absolutely.
As a Troy player down, that's number 14. David Daniel Sisvana. So he's going to go to the sidelines, quick to pop up. But back to the point. I mean, this game has been intense from minute 1. This isn't an exhibition bowl game, get your gifts, move on. These teams are trying to beat each other and do it well. Did you see Goose Crowder? That was one of the early stories out. Troy, their inability to score in the red zone. Field goals only. 3 red zone possessions, 2 field goals. And now Jack State moving the ball. Their only touchdown, their first possession of the game. That's Farrington. Brought down by Poe and a gain of 5.
So that's 55 total yards rushing, as you just saw in that graphic. Jack State averaging over 250 yards a game on the ground. So Troy, as we talked about coming out of the half, this has been a line of scrimmage, defensive, field position style game.
They're going to run it right up the middle again and get as much as they can with that 2nd and 5. It's going to bring up 3rd and short. And I told you, it's been chippy all night. Both of these teams from the state of Alabama. They have a storied history that dates back to 1924. They haven't played since 2001. And they know the latest edition, the 64th time these two teams have played, is the final game of the season. 5 for 12 on the night on 3rd down for the Gamecocks. Big play in this game. Up the middle. That's Farrington. And they're going to give him the first down. They move the chains again after Cam Curry brings him down.
Bubba Grayson, Cameron Griffin, the right side of that offensive line. They've had to make some changes there because Reggie Jackson has been out tonight. So Cam Griffin, who was the left guard, came over to right tackle, and they are getting some push here in the fourth quarter.
You wonder if we'll see DeAndre Johnson involved here, the 6'8 receiver. Toss outside, and Farrington did a good job not to take a loss. He broke Stringer's tackle, was able to get 1 out of it.
Well, you say that right there, too, because they had him to the top of the screen on the outside. They motioned the slot inside, and there was no safety help over the top. It was one-on-one down the sideline with a 6'8" target. They've got to come back and see that from up top as they're looking down on this field from a play call perspective.
7 targets, 5 receptions for 73 yards for Johnson. Savage in the backfield for the Cox. And Savage loses his feet. Stephen Catledge. And now Jack State kind of hit the brakes in the red area.
I'm a little surprised they weren't a little bit more aggressive here. You've got a short field in front of you. You've got big targets on the outside. Let your playmakers make a play up top.
Can they convert on 3rd down again? 3rd and 9. Savage in the backfield. Savage gets the handoff. Tries to make a man miss. There goes Savage. And a conversion on the ground for Jack State. Now they're in business. Gain of 12. Cam Cook, FBS's leading rusher, watches on.
Just a nice job right here by Savage, dipping inside and then seeing some daylight outside, turning the corner. What a productive run. Credit the front, but Savage making it go in the hole.
That's the 3rd down conversion on this drive alone. DeAndre Johnson, top of the screen. Savage. Brought down by Poe. They found a little something with Savage on this drive, and now it's 2nd and goal at the 1-yard line.
See that Troy defensive front, got a lot of guys got their hands on their hips.
Jack State has not led since they were up 7-0 early 1st quarter. Andrew Paul in the backfield. Direct snap to Paul. Cuts outside. Touchdown Gamecocks. Lugs, they've waited since the 1st quarter to get back on that touchdown scoreboard. And it was Andrew Paul, a direct snap, and now Jack State has the lead.
And Pearson Baldwin, number 13, the tight end, at the point of attack, looping around, just absolutely pile drives the defender into the turf. What a well-executed drive, almost entirely on the ground.
Yeah, the first play of that drive was an incomplete pass, and then 10 straight runs for 42 yards and a touchdown off the turnover. And Jack State grabs the lead in the 4th quarter here in Montgomery. (17-10) Jack State over Troy. The IS4S Salute to Veterans Bowl here in Montgomery, Alabama. Tom Luganville, Matt Berry, Harry Lyles with you. Jack State into that drive had 48 rushing yards before that drive started, and that one alone, 42. In a game, Lugs, where it's clear both of these teams know who they are and they know what tonight's game is.
Yep, and they want that 9th win badly. How about that drive? 3 third-down conversions for Jacksonville State, all on the ground.
Remember, DJ Epps, a 79-yard kick return last time he returned one. Takes it at the goal line, 25-30. Epps is electric in good field position for Troy. Can they answer? After this game, as we talked about, it's been up front, it's been hard-hitting defenses, points have been hard to come by, you've had to earn them, and Jack State, they turned the ball over, they got the turnover, took advantage, and now we'll see what Troy has.
Well, Matt, you talk about having to earn it. Each team tonight, not including the kicking game, only has 1 play of 20 yards from scrimmage. That's it. So they're having to scrap and scrape and claw and really be methodical to move the football, and that's hard to do. It takes patience.
That's a good start to this drive by Dennis Palmer. Thaxton Gallagher brings him down, and that's a first down and a good start for the Trojans.
Thaxton Gallagher, right tackle, first down Troy.
You know, and you see that, and we talk about it, knowing what this game is.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a high-flying offensive game, and both teams now understand that. What have they done? They've punted, they've kicked field goals, they've played exactly what this game has asked them to do, and because of it, here we are almost midway through the 4th quarter, and it's still a 1-score game.
And now it's going to come down to the margins. Who can avoid that critical mistake that flips momentum or field position or possession of the ball?
Palmer's been the guy on this drive, and they found something with Dennis Palmer. Came into the season with just 2 carries, and already he's moved the chains twice.
It's pretty electrifying. He's got some stutter and some suddenness to him. Made that first defender miss who was unblocked. And again, the ground game for both of these offenses so far in the 4th quarter, as this clock is winding down quickly, has come to life.
Remember, Tay Meadows, their starting running back, opted out, and so they've had to find someone, and right now Palmer has electrified the offense. Kilcrease has to go to his left. Minimal gain for Kilcrease, chased down by Mark Woods.
Smart play by Kilcrease right there. Number 1, get out of trouble. Number 2, don't put the ball in harm's way. Number 3, get positive yards. Those are all pluses for him, and now you live to play the next down.
And Troy's one of those rare teams in the country that know what they have in their backup quarterback, as Kilcrease had to play 7 games with Goose Crowder out. He was a part of that 5-game winning streak in the middle of the season. And with Crowder out again tonight after leaving with an injured ankle, it's been Kilcrease's game since. Over the middle, nice catch. Ra Thomas has been the number 1 guy for the Trojans tonight, and they're gonna get a 3rd first down on this drive as Ra picks up 13.
That's the 2nd time tonight we've seen Ra Thomas make a play where he had to pull it down with his hands while contested, while another arm was in there trying to strip the ball away. Strong hands from Ra Thomas, and again, to credit him, he's a guy that could have opted out. He's a guy that was a former 4- or 5-star guy. No, what does he do? He wants to play so he can create some value for himself through performance.
5 catches, 52 yards, Trojans on the move. Big offensive lineman, Trajan Townsend, split to the bottom of your screen. Kilcrease has a crease, slides down. My favorite part of that play is 74, Trajan Townsend jumped up, throw me the ball, like he was gonna be a decoy.
Did you see his stance though?
Right.
I mean, oh boy, he was in the blocks, man.
6'6", 303, throw me the ball.
He's just a true sophomore, gonna be a really good football player.
That was his moment. What a decoy. Still not taller than DeAndre Johnson on the other side. 2nd and 6. They finally corral Palmer, who's been big on this drive. Third down.
listen, this clock is winding down so quickly, and as we've talked about, there hasn't been any opportunities for explosive plays. And as you grind this thing away, the more perfect you have to be.
So what do you do?
Listen, you don't have a 6'8" target like Jacksonville State does, but I do think you've got to take some opportunities to get the ball downfield and create explosive momentum, hopefully that results in points.
This is Troy's shortest third down tonight. Pressure coming. Gilcrease incomplete. The pressure got to Gilcrease.
I think he tried, Matt, I think he tried to hold that ball back, and it slipped out late. He was trying to retract it like he had it on a yo-yo string. Watch this closely. Yeah, he was trying to stop his forward momentum.
So now 4th down for Troy. Offense on the field, 5:41 in the 4th.
Got to get to the line to gain if you're Troy's targets on the outside.
Gilcrease, line to gain.
Wow, they're going to call him short.
They spotted Peyton Higgins about a football lace short.
Gotta run the route depth that gets you to the spot that crosses the line.
You just said it. Pre-snap, you have to get to that line. And that's what Jared Parker's telling his quarterback. For now, it's a hold.
IS4S Salute to Veterans Bowl is brought to you by IS4S. Speed with discipline. And the U.S. Air Force. Aim high in the U.S. Air Force. Start your future today at airforce.com.
All right, so they reviewed the play during the break to see if Peyton Higgins was in fact short. He was about a good yard short, but you see his right knee hit the ground. Needed to get to the 22-yard line, 21-yard line, and his knee is clearly short of it.
Yeah, that's a good call.
So Jack State comes back on the field after 10 consecutive runs on their last drive. Justice Savage was the guy. Now Christian Lando in the backfield. Down to Harry.
Stringer, before this Troy defense went out there, was rallying the guys, really telling them, hey, we've got to make tackles here. They realize their season's on the line. The bowl victory is on the line here. They understand the rivalry. And Jordan specifically, guys, you have talked about guys playing in this game. He said, I'm just lucky to be able to do this in a Troy uniform. He even feels like a victory here helps sets the team up going into next season. So a lot on the line here on this possession, guys.
Jared Parker, head coach, when you asked him if there's a senior he's going to miss, stopped and said he's the one. Stringer is the one that is the foundation of what we're doing. And what a hit on Lando. Justin Poe filled that gap, and now it's going to be 3rd and medium.
Yeah.
Take a listen to this.
Poe and Stringer.
I mean, they have been flying around the football tonight, both defenses. That's the 10th tackle for Poe. Creel rolling out to his right. Backside pressure coming. Creel. That was Stringer and Catledge. And that's exactly what Troy needed. A 3 and out after being stopped on 4th down.
Well, number one, you snap the ball with 10 seconds left on the play clock. And now, if you're Caden Creel, you cannot go out of bounds. You've got to either go down or throw the ball. You stop the clock. And now we're going to go ahead. Yep, we're going to go ahead and see it run. They didn't call him out of bounds.
Well, the clock. Yeah, they kneeled. They marked him in.
Interesting.
So the punt, and Troy gets the ball back, down 4 late 4th. And let's see who's showcasing speed with discipline, presented by IS4S. And more about the discipline finally in the red zone for one of these teams, as Jack State was able to get the Andrew Paul direct snap touchdown, and because of it, they have a lead late fourth quarter, 17-13. What a game we've had here tonight in Montgomery. And the IS4S Salute to Veterans Bowl. Gilcrease, first down, going deep, intercepted. Tyron Taylor. And there's a flag down on the play. And it looks like it's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct on the Gamecocks.
The ruling on the field is an interception. After the play is over, unsportsmanlike conduct, Jacksonville State, player coming out to the middle of the field that was not participating in the game. That is his first unsportsmanlike conduct foul of the game. First down.
So Tyron Taylor, who they got back from injury. Luke, what ball skills here to make this interception?
Yeah, this is really well done. And then to have the awareness, the sideline awareness, to get your feet in bounds. You saw his head come right down to check the white to make sure he had enough room to secure that catch.
And Tucker Gilcrease's second mistake here in the second half.
Well, Troy's got 3 timeouts, so they've got to be resourceful here in how they use them.
And we're getting to the point where it's timeout time. They've got 4 clock stoppages. That includes the 2-minute timeout. And that's going to be Lando on first down, and Troy does their job on first down. Minimal gain. You wonder if Parker will use a pre-2-minute timeout.
Well, you can see the wheels turning. He's walking down that sideline. He's looking at that play clock and that game clock.
Jack State in no hurry to snap it. Creel keeps it and pays for it. Tackled by 5 Trojans, White and Stringer, and there's the first timeout from Parker. For 20 years, All-State has celebrated every field goal and extra point made at participating universities by donating to the university's Athletic Scholarship Fund, supporting all student athletes. Thank you, All-State. You know, we've seen the evolution of coaches using these timeouts. The 2-minute timeout came into play in college football.
Mm-hmm.
Coaches around the country weren't sure how to use them relative to the timeout. Whereas in the NFL, it's clockwork. They're going to use all the timeouts, pre-2-minute timeout, in their parlance, 2-minute warning.
Mm-hmm.
And now we've seen college coaches throughout the season start to adopt the same mentality with timeout use, pre-2-minute timeout.
No question, and especially if you can get the offense, if you're on defense, you get the offense in 3rd and 7, 3rd and long plus. Get them behind the chains, and now you got a chance to make a play on defense.
Huge 3rd and 6. Pressure coming. Creel over the middle, caught. DeAndre Johnson. How about the 6'8" big fella? 29 yards. Creel hung in there just long enough, Lugs.
Oh, and he throws a strike right here. And DeAndre Johnson running like a scalded gazelle.
6 catches, 101 yards, and a frightening future for the transfer out of Rutgers. And as we celebrate college football this season, not about just the college football playoff, I'm just going to tell you the FCS semifinals Saturday are going to be fantastic. Villanova, great game a week ago. They've got Illinois State in the nightcap, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. And then Montana at Montana State, the early game.
Oh, that Montana
For all the
State
Wild?
Game, holy smokes.
Give me all of it.
And those two environments, too, both in Missoula there.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh, wow.
Championship game January 5th in Nashville. Matt Berry, Tom Luganville, Harry Lyles. I watch FCS football. It's a damn good brand of football. And with those 4 teams that are left, it's going to be a fun Saturday as Lando in the backfield buries his head down. And so Troy's going to use their 3rd and final timeout. So here's what's at stake. Jack State is now in 1st down territory ending the game. On the other side of the 2-minute timeout, if they can get 1 first down, with Troy not having any timeout left, they're going to be in a good position to bang a knee and get out of here with their 9th win.
Well, and even if they can't, and they put themselves in a position to punt the football and get that thing to drop within the 10-yard line, you're going to then ask Troy to have to go 90-plus yards with no timeouts with an offense that has produced virtually no explosive plays.
And before they get to this play, let's take a look at tonight's Capital One player of the game, and no surprise, it's DeAndre Johnson.
Well, and of those 6 receptions, 3 of them have been critical 3rd downs and have been able to move the chains. He's just such a big, wide target on the outside.
And don't forget, he had a 42-yard gain negated for offensive PI as Creel, trying to dance outside, kind of slithers his way forward. And that's going to take us to the 2-minute timeout after a gain of 4. What a great football game between 2 teams fighting for that 9th win. 2-minute timeout here in Montgomery. Fans, don't forget to check out the ESPN app for the Capital One postgame immediately following this game between Troy and Jack State. Huge 3rd down here. 3rd and 6. A first down in all likelihood could put it away. Lando in the backfield. It's Lando on the carry, and Troy's gonna get their stop. Now here's what we discussed. With that stop, I think you all but punt it.
No, first of all, you punt it, and hopefully you punt it and you're able to directionally punt it or get it to kick up. You play great defense, and you realize that Troy has not been able to create explosive plays on offense, and they have no timeouts. Play defense.
So Kelly's got the offense out there right now because he's going to use a timeout. He wants this clock ticking all the way down.
That's fine.
Either a delay and punt. So they'll take the delay and now they're going to use a timeout. Yeah, so they use the timeout, so they're first of 3. So they wound the clock all the way down to 1:13. And now you're forcing Troy. You get the punt off. Pin them deep. And then it's all on Kilcrease with no timeouts.
Yep. One play of 20 yards the entire night for Troy on offense.
If you're special teams, do you go for the block and risk hitting the punter, or do you set up the return?
It would be aggressive, but if you don't trust the fact that you think you can go down the field with this offense and no timeouts, it would be an aggressive call.
To sell out, go for the block. Remember, the only touchdown tonight for Troy was on defense.
Yes.
It was a 1-yard fumble recovery in the end zone. A left-footed punter in Donaghy who kind of runs while he punts it. A native of Ireland, a true freshman. Now they brought the block. So a fair catch at the 20-yard line. Remember the last drive for Kilcrease, tried to take a shot downfield to Epps, and it was picked off by Tyron Taylor.
Tyron Taylor coming off of injury makes a huge play. And then good clock management right there from Jacksonville State on offense, draining that clock, forcing Troy to use all of their timeouts, and here we go.
66 seconds to get 80 yards. On the line, a 79-game winning streak for Troy when entering the fourth quarter with the lead. In a rivalry that dates back to 1924 in the 64th meeting. First down, Kilcrease keeps it, plenty of space, and he takes a shot. Remember, no timeouts for Troy. It was a gain of 11.
A gain of 11 yards. First down, Troy.
Pass tipped, incomplete. That was Talon Carter. Second down.
Tucker Kilcrease is trying to throw the seam route right down the middle, between the middle safety, down the hash, and Talon Carter getting his big paw up there, forcing a 2nd and 10, but again, stopping the clock for Troy.
The out-of-bounds run by Kilcrease stopped it with no timeouts. Incomplete pass. 54 seconds left. 2nd and 10. Kilcrease slides, and the clock is going to keep running.
Nice job dropping into zone defense. Rush 3, drop 8. Got a little bit of pass rush, nowhere to go with the football for Tucker Kilcrease.
3rd and 4, clock keeps ticking. Kilcrease over the middle, incomplete. Ball game on the line here, 4th down. Kilcrease fired it low, intended for Ethan Connor. The Gamecocks fans and sideline know they're one play away. Troy has won the last 7 meetings between the two schools. Gilcrease caught. First down, Troy. The drive continues to Peyton Higgins. And the second effort to get out of bounds and stop the clock.
Yeah, that was huge right there by Peyton Higgins. Their go-to guy on third down, have been all year. Still alive are the Trojans. They're going to have to start getting this ball pushed downfield here now. And if you're Jacksonville State defensively, stay deep as the deepest. Don't get caught peeking. Keep the ball in front of you.
Six DBs in the game. Gilcrease able to get it off, and it's dropped. That may have helped him, though, because Lovett was in the middle of the field, and that clock was going to keep running as Oyabadijo provided the pressure.
Yeah, 2 red jerseys for the Gamecocks defense right there on the spot would have made that tackle. The clock would have continued to run, but a 3-man rush. Big 99, one of our impact players tonight, coming off the edge, making his presence felt at the most important time of the game.
Middle of the field open and a first down, Troy. Remember, clock's gonna stop for them to spot the ball, and they'll re-tick it starting with 11 seconds left. Gilcrease is gonna have to clock it, and he does. So Luke set the play here with 9 seconds left.
Well, ideally with 9 seconds, I think you're going to have 2 plays. Now, that's going to be dependent on how quickly you get rid of the football on the first play and where you get the ball to on the first play.
Ideally, boundary, out of bounds.
No question. So if you are Jacksonville State, you want to play outside leverage and don't allow the ball to get to the outside. Right there.
So they went over the middle of the field. That was R.J. Rayner, intended for Ra Thomas, and now it's going to come down to this with 4 seconds left.
Good job by Jacksonville State right there. R.J. Rayner, the true freshman, not going to allow anything to get outside of him, force the target to stay in the middle and force the throw in the middle.
This game has been intense since they kicked it. And now it's going to come down to one final play. Defenders situated at the goal line. And you may as well use the timeout to just settle everything down and make sure, Luz, that you've got the right defense on in what's going to be a Hail Mary attempt and a final throw for Troy.
Yeah, I think this is a smart call right here for Charles Kelly, because when you looked at their defensive alignment, they had 3 defenders in the secondary rushing back to the goal line, and half of their defensive front were not covering gaps on the right side of the ball.
Kelly's first year as the head coach at Jack State, taking over for Rich Rodriguez, who went back to West Virginia. A coach that's well-traveled, well-storied. Spent time at Auburn as a defensive coordinator, Colorado as a defensive coordinator, defensive assistant at Alabama, Florida State, Georgia Tech. And now it's going to be his defense that could get him 9 wins here in the final play.
And we've said it time and time again tonight. Nobody knows what will happen tomorrow. Nobody knows who goes in the portal tomorrow. But these players tonight were Gamecocks and Trojans and played their hearts out. Look at this defensive alignment for Jacksonville State.
Gilcrease, one final shot to the end zone. Tipped. Incomplete. As close as it gets, but it's the Gamecocks who get the best of the Trojans and win 17-13 here in Montgomery.
Wow, that was a little too close for comfort.
I don't know that you understand how close that was to being a miracle in Montgomery to DJ Epps. But at the end, it's Jacksonville State at a Conference USA that gets the 17-13 win against Troy. Down to Harry.
Coach, you guys just ended a 79-game win streak that Troy had entering the fourth quarter dating back to 2012. How does this win feel against your rival?
Well, I mean, I give a lot of credit to our players, perseverance, 60 minutes. That's what we preached all year. Play 60 minutes. That's what the game's about. And that shows respect for the game when you play that way. I give them a lot of credit. They played a great game. It was a great rivalry game. I'm telling you, we need to play this thing every year. It's good for the fans. It's good for our people. But I give them a lot of credit, but I'm proud of our guys.
Absolutely, Coach. Congratulations. We'll get you a towel here. How'd that shower feel?
It's cold, but I've been cold all night.
We're going to get you up on that stage, all right?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Matt, back to you.
Harry, great stuff. Thank you. Coach, great stuff. Thank you. He mentioned they need to play this every year. Again, we talked about it throughout the night. They haven't played this rivalry since 2001. It was their 64th meeting. It dates back to 1924. And fitting that it would come down to a game. And I mean this respectfully. This did not feel like a bowl game. This felt like a conference championship game or just one other game on their schedule, and they played their hearts out tonight, both teams.
Two teams that wanted to be here. Two teams that were well prepared. Two teams that understand the value of playing in a bowl game. And Coach Charles Kelly told us in pregame warm-up, hey, listen, we had a chance to play for a championship, couldn't get it done. That was 13 games. Very few teams have an opportunity to play 14, and now they're bowl champions.
Well, if that's what we're in store for this bowl season, I can't wait for Harry Lyles and Tom Luganville. I'm Matt Berry here in Montgomery, Alabama. Jack State gets the win, 17-13. Time for Sports Center's Trevor Scales and Ryan Smith coming up next.